And it's about time for me to go, but so many people have been saying Manning, Manning. So I do not remember his first name. I heard it earlier. There's a guy named, he's a guy named Chelsea Manning, who leaked an awful lot of big national security secrets and was given a 35, 40-year sentence, something like that. He's been pardoned by Barack Obama. His sentence has been commuted. He'll be out in May after 6 years, 7 years instead of the 35 additional years. If you combine the clemency for Manning with what appears to be Hillary Clinton losing the election, but at least walking off into her own mansion someplace to stew rather than stewing in federal prison, forget about the injustice of it. We're practical people. An injustice is an injustice, but what's the practical effect? The practical effect is, how are we ever going to prosecute anybody for security leaks? It was Bradley Manning. Thank you very much, Silent Gloves. How? How are we going to enforce it? In other words, if the entire reason that people keep national security secrets secret, because among the other things, and many of them, most of them are patriots, but the kind of people that aren't have to understand, and they do, it's pretty clear about this when they get you the clearance, that if you are reckless with these, or certainly if you are, you're just a spy, you just want to give them away, or you want to sell them for money, you are going to pay a very severe price for this. Except now you're not, right? Now somebody can say, hey, the chance of me getting pardoned is pretty good. It's all because Bradley Manning identifies as Chelsea Manning. That's why he got the sentence commuted. It's a no-brainer. It's another one of these. It's the pardoning, commuting the sentence for Bradley Manning is very much like lighting up the White House in the rainbow colors. It's a way of showing how sensitive we are to the needs of this poor special individual, the delicate needs of this poor special person. We can't, it's one thing to lock up a guy, but you can't lock up a woman for 40 years. I try to keep this clear. I've discussed it a few times before. I don't particularly have an axe to grind against a person who's a transsexual who wants to be identified as somebody of the different gender. I generally don't care. If it makes them feel happy, fine. It's no skin off my nose, and I really don't care. That's what getting along with people is. If in a republic, if you want to do that, and you're not infringing on me, you're not coercing me, then okay, whatever. I can either call you Chelsea or Bradley or sir or ma'am as I choose. But when every single news agency refers to it as she did this, she had an intelligence leak, she was found guilty, she was sentenced to, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go there. I'm just not going to go there. It's now you're asking me to defy reality, and you're asking me to rewrite the past because of your sensitive feelings. Whatever you want to say about Chelsea Bradley Manning today, at the time of these lapses for which he became famous and for which he is in prison, he was a he, and that's the way it is. And so, I think I saw one of these SJW collections. If you go to YouTube and just search for SJW, you're going to find 40 different installments of social justice warriors having these meltdowns. And one of them I'll never forget. I'll never forget as long as I live. It was a flash. It was a 2-3 second segment out of scores of different people, all these social justice warriors. But this was a man who basically said, I just want to bleed over anybody who says that I cannot have a period just because I'm born male. Okay. Now, look, You can do anything you want to in this country, and that's why I like it here. That's why I fight for your ability to do anything you want to. You can dress up as a unicorn. You can do all this stuff. That's fine. But if you are going to deny reality, then people who have to live in reality, you're forcing us to make a stand. You're forcing us. Like I said, I don't care. But if you're telling me, and so since Chelsea Manning wants to be identified as a woman, you have to call her she. No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not. It's a courtesy that I would extend, and I'm willing to extend to most everybody, but not to people like this, not to traitors, and not to people who willingly sell out this country and its country secrets. It doesn't matter if it was stuff that should have been leaked or not. It's compromising actual people, and it sets up so many downstream opportunities for other people to do it. Stout Cat just came in and said, talk about magical thinking. That's exactly correct. Yes, that's exactly what it is. The left thinks that if we say it and believe it, then it becomes true. If you believe enough that you're a woman, then you're a woman. And we're going to call you she. And you will do it. I won't do it. Again, just so the point is clear, it's courtesy I'm willing to extend to just about everybody, the same way I call anybody sir. If I don't know them, it's a sir or a ma'am. If it's a 17-year-old kid at the drive-thru at McDonald's and he says, did you want fries with that? I'll say, no, sir, thank you. It's just a respect that I give to everybody. And certainly I'm willing to do that for transsexuals. And that's fine. And I don't care. And it's not something I'm an activist about. And I'm not launching a jihad against them. I don't care. But when they ask me to say something when they ask me to believe something that simply isn't true, that's where I get off the boat. No. Not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. When Bruce Jenner is named Woman of the Year for his courage, I don't know. It's you know what it is? It's the virtue signaling again. It's the left trying so hard, just hammering it, just like hammering it. See, I don't care what you think, you reality-loving conservatives. We are going to force you to be thinking in the same magical fashion as we are. That's really it, right? We think magically, and we believe if we believe something hard enough, it will happen. And you don't. You keep referring to this reality and the real world and experiments and DNA and all the rest of it. But we're going to force you to understand that you're wrong, that if you do think about it long enough, it becomes true. This is, in fact, the exact same. This is the plot of 1984. The genius, so much genius in 1984, but the thing that is so heartrending and at the same time makes the whole world of 1984 so plausible is not that Big Brother wins over Winston Smith. It's not that the powerful state defeats the individual. That would be, tragedy, but it would be a recoverable tragedy. It means keep fighting. The reason 1984 is so blood-curdling is because before they kill Winston Smith, they make sure that he loves Big Brother. They make him love it. He has to love it. And he doesn't, see, that's the thing. He's not pretending to love it. At the end of that book, Winston Smith is not saying that he loves Big Brother because it's going to go easier on him. He really does. This person that's had him terrorized and is going to kill him, the state, he does love the state. He does. They did it. They beat it into him. They conditioned it into him. They just beat it into him. There's a scene that's so illuminating there where he's being tortured and says, what is 2 and 2? And he says 4. And he keeps getting asked, no, what is it? He says 4. And then I think it was wasn't Richard Burton. No, it's not. Okay, it's 5. It's 5. No, now you're just saying that just to make me happy. What's 2 and 2? And finally, after all this torture, he says, I don't know. And then the torture stops. He says, That's the answer we're looking for. That's the answer we're looking for. What is 2 plus 2? It's what we say it is. It's what we say it is. And if it used to equal 4 and we want it to equal 5, then it will equal 5. Any other questions? So there it is.